have been well trained.
No.
in
You
my
don't have to
efforts.
carry a sword to be powerful.
I won't fail you.
Oh, do not.
I'm not afraid.
There is no try.
And we are back, round 5 of the store championship here at House Rules Gaming. Oh, God. This is what happens. You should proofread your stuff before you put it out there, people. Let's try this. Boom. There it is. House Rules Gaming, round 5 of 5. We have George is back on the top table yet again with Luke Ray, currently 4-0. John, playing an Elite Aura 9s deck, is currently sitting at 3-1. Of course, in a Swiss pairing, even though you want to continue to pair up the winners with each other, on occasion, due to repeat matchups, you get paired down, and this is one of those cases.
I'm excited to see this Aura 9s deck. I'm a big fan of 9s. I've not seen him paired with Aura single. And that's Elite Auras, because really, with 9s, you just want him on the table. You don't need both of his die. You want his ability.
Yeah. So it looks like Aura has brought
so she's got 4.
The secret facility, and George, of course.
Starship. I'm telling you what, she wants Starship Graveyard. John does. I don't know why I said she, because I guess I'm thinking Aura's leading this other match, but man, Starship Graveyard is useful in a 9s deck. But it looks like we're going to go with Secret Facility instead. Handshake of
Good luckedness.
Good luckedness.
Yep, so secret facility.
We're going to coin that term. Nobody else can have it.
Secret facility, not a battlefield we see.
Look at all those pretty weapons in
too
John's
often
hand.
to a game. Of course, secret facility, when you claim, you can resolve up to 3 of your dice showing damage.
John has a nice opening hand. Holdout Blaster is great to get opening. Yep, that's what
Hold
I
out
expect
down
him
first.
to play. Spend 2 resources. You can roll it in immediately thanks to 9's ability. And it rolls a blank, so
Perfect.
that stinks. So
So
he's
he
going to
has
leave it out in front.
Yeah, ambush action, though. So John will
ambush
get
is
one
gonna
more
let him go
chance,
again?
and he's going to roll in Aura. That's an interesting pairing, because when we see Aura decks out there, which haven't really popped to the top of the meta all that much, but we have seen the Aura Django combo, loving that bait and switch use.
Deflecting.
But we'll see what happens here. So deflect for 2.
I believe John discarded, right? Did I just see him?
Yeah, so unfortunately, John's discard pile is... There we go.
Way over.
Now I can see it on the other camera. So John discarded the rifle.
The villain
trooper
rifle, yep, that trooper rifle. Which is, I don't know, that's a good weapon to get out because it has a great special side. But of course now, looking here with another blaster damage. And Luke with 1 resource.
So this is the third time George has been on the top table. We've seen the same strategy from him, beating up those upgrades on Ray, and John falling in the same trap of trying to go after Luke first.
Now we've got 2 damage on Luke. Nice.
And yeah.
So I'm surprised to see
5
him
damage.
go for, maybe because she's the elite die.
Go for Aura over 9s?
Aura, yeah.
But a good 9s player is always going to make sure that there's a
Look at all those. There's a flamethrower.
a couple one-quarter potions. One-quarter
Yep,
potion.
that's what I figured.
So Viburnacle's coming
Holdout
out.
Blaster, yep.
Again, ambush action there. So John's going to
Oh,
roll in.
man, unfortunate.
That is like tough luck, and John is not happy
And then
with
again
that
with the
at
ambush,
all.
so he can go again. Yep, that's a smart move. Just ditch it and go with a rocket launcher.
Keep
see
going.
if he has any more luck.
Keep going.
But does John? The question
John has
is,
1 resource.
Okay, that's
Yep.
what I couldn't tell.
John has 1 resource.
Oh my gosh!
That's
not how you want to start out. You want to roll those in and get some damage off or some resources or something off of it. That's got to hurt. I'm sure John is
Rocket Launcher is one of those
frustrated.
high-powered cards, but it does have 2 blank sides, and
Yeah.
that always hurts.
Well, Ray not rolling a whole lot better, so
No.
+1, but
Yeah.
so it looks like they're even and at least struggling with getting some damage rolls
All right.
in here.
So Aura's back in, 2 range and a resource. We are playing caution. So removing that modify resource to give the 3 shields to Luke. And if we just got a glimpse at George's hand, it looks like he is not holding a riposte at the moment, but
And take it and a shield for 9s. Ah. So George's going to go ahead and roll in Luke. Being a 9s player myself, I know that John's probably a bit frustrated with those rolls. Yep. Good call. Pitch and a reroll.
9s player, is that like a thing?
It is. We're a whole club.
You get like a ooh.
That's a great reroll.
Now John's deck is working the way he wants it
4,
to.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. That's going to hurt.
You can count.
I can. I use my fingers. I have 10 of them. I have 1 to spare. I'm pointing it at you.
So
Now,
George,
does he still? Now the question is, does John still have a resource to pay for that 4?
you know what? Let's take a look. Boom, he does.
He does.
Yeah. Should get some sort of like pointer device. Right
There
there.
it is.
So I'm moving my mouse over his resource to show you.
I can
But
see
our
it.
viewers out
Our
at
viewers
home
aren't
cannot
seeing
see
that.
it. No.
Up there on the top left side.
Yeah, next to his discard pile. So he is going to drop
He's discarding his other 2 cards.
to.
At this point, he doesn't need him to pitch to re-roll. I'm trying to figure out what card it was that George may have played to cause that.
Oh, it's is that like the Wookiee win?
I don't think let the little Wookiee win is yellow, and that makes you resolve die.
Flank.
I'm wondering if it's flank. It looks like flank.
Oh no, it's close quarters assault. That's why he discarded the
Oh,
cards from his
that
hand.
makes sense.
Yep.
Oh, that was a good move there. So, John resolving that 9 damage on Ray. So, he'd been going after Luke while George was kind of beefing Ray up in the background, and
Yeah.
now Ray's in trouble.
That was a smart move on John's part. He saw the opportunity to get a lot of damage on Ray quickly, seeing what George's strategy was.
But George turns around and rolls pretty good with Luke, too.
Well, Luke does pack some power.
He does.
He is an undervalued card
We
out
don't
there.
see him as often, yep, but that 2 and 3 melee with no cost and a focus on there.
Yeah, there are a lot of players out there who are determined to make heroes an equal footing with villains. We know that with the current 2 sets, the villains feel like a more overpowered set to play with. So people are trying to figure out what is that hero deck. That's not Pomas.
Nope.
Because that's also got some sort of stigma to it.
A little bit.
So
We haven't seen. There are Pomas here, but they are not
we
finding
have
their way
not
to the
seen one on
table.
this table, have we?
Nope.
Which is
Oh,
good.
so there's the 2. That's enough to get rid of Aura. So
Aura Singh.
see you later, alligator.
This one's going to be a quick game, it looks like. Of course, 9 sitting over there with full health. Ray needing 1, and Luke sitting at 10
And
health
with a good
left. And
with a good roll, John with the weapons that he's had, being able to, but he's needing the resources at this point.
yeah, John's
That's what
not-
makes a 9's deck hard to control is needing those resources.
Yeah, especially if there's cards you want to play, like Rocket Launcher, that require those resources to pull out.
Yeah, unless you throw, we see a lot of pairings with Unkar because he will help generate resources with 9s. So John this round not getting a lot of weapons. Got an unpredictable in there. It looks like a doubt. That flamethrower is still in his hand. Yeah.
Friends in
Another
low
Friends in Low
places.
Places. Everybody likes Garth Brooks.
That's a good
So
card.
switching out, Flamethrower is a great card. So switching that out, rolling it in on 9s, and
Yes.
hitting that 4.
We've reset, so,
And he's gonna
so John
resolve.
has 2.
So-
yeah, that is...
But over,
wow.
I don't.
Well,
Okay, well, either way, he would have only gotten 1 because he would have only gotten 1 damage in on Luke. So he
So
chose
take
to
the
overpay
opportunity.
and get rid of Ray.
take the opportunity to go ahead and get rid of Ray while we're at it. So George
Tough choice there, that's for
is
sure.
going to go activate Luke. Looks like a shield.
And
Two
a shield.
shields.
Not going to do him any good at this point. He's loaded up on shields.
George sitting on a
John
card.
could really use a vibro knife.
Yeah,
about
George
now.
is sitting on 6 cards in his hand, of course, with Luke's ability being able to draw a card.
Woo, another great roll with 9s there.
John said, where was this 2 rounds ago?
Exactly. I believe that special is that you're dealing 1 damage to
To
all
each
of them.
character?
Yeah, to each character.
Yep.
So he's going to re-roll that. He's hoping for that higher damage number. And he gets it again. So now we're looking at 6. But he's got to pay for both of them. And he doesn't have the money. Oh, he's going to resolve the 4. So Luke loses a shield, goes up to 3 damage. See how George is going to respond here. Now at this point, John's out of weapons, so he's not going to be able to trade anything out to capitalize on 9's ability. And George putting down a vibro knife. Nope.
Forget
Doubting
that. Doubt.
Oh, that
See.
did not play in his favor. That's a risky card.
Doubt is always risky, especially with a card like with a die like Luke.
Yeah, because there's a good shot he's going to roll into something that's a little more helpful for him. Hurtful for you. So re-rolling a shield.
And I've played Doubt, and then I've kind of gotten away from it because my biggest issue with Doubt is it's basically sometimes it's giving your opponent a free turn. So
It
you
is.
really have to be
Yeah.
strategic in the way you use Doubt because now Luke resolved the 3 damage and then got to go again.
Yep, so John pitching a reroll, trying to get some damage on that die that doesn't cost him anything because he is out of resources at this point.
Yep.
So no choice but to...
Claim and reset.
Yep.
So we are heading back
There's some-
for a next
It looks
round.
like George is getting a good hand here. Oh, there's what John needed, some vibro knives.
Yeah, so John sitting on 2 resources. George now on 3 resources.
Yep, not
John-
surprised to see John putting down that vibro knife on
Yeah.
9s and rolling it in, and it's got ambush. Now the question is, does he roll damage this time? Nope, 1 discard.
Nope, might as well use it so we can get another roll out of that card.
Unfortunate.
Close quarters assault. Good.
So trading out.
It's nice to see a card like Close Quarters Assault getting some use in the Spirit of Rebellion era. It's not a card we saw a whole lot of in Awakenings.
Nope. So now John's going to try again. 2 discards. So
Wow.
at this rate, well, he's getting cards out of George's hand, taking
So-
away opportunities.
That's true. That could have
Oh, there goes that force
And that
speed.
guard.
And
That
that
guard
guard.
is
2
definitely
good
a
cards out of his hand.
that. In this state in the game, getting rid of those control cards is definitely the way to go.
Ranks have been rough. So 1 damage, not gonna get John a whole lot of places. So we'll
Yep.
see what George is. Oh, nice play
And
on.
there's our handcrafted light bow.
Very nice.
We've seen
Fun,
that in
fun, fun card.
all of George's plays so far.
Well, he's chipping away at getting a little more damage here.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
So we'll likely see. I'm going to say here comes that electroshock.
So electroshock the so we're So we're gonna doubt the
We're
3.
going to doubt
That's
the
risky.
3.
That could be game over. Okay.
1 resource. So that
getting
did
the
play
resource.
in John's favor.
George now gets to go. So the question is, does he go ahead and resolve the 3 damage? He's going to discard the last card from
Sure.
George's hand.
So preventing any rerolls.
So John has absolutely no more options. And George can't do any more. If the best reroll he could do would be 5 total. So FN will live another round. He doesn't
See
have
another
enough.
round here. Yep.
He doesn't have enough money to pay for my ally as the Force, which would potentially help him out here. But of course, I don't know if we don't know if he's got that in his hand, so we'll have to keep an eye on things.
2 more to 9. So 9 in trouble.
Boom.
Quickly, how the pace of this is.
Yeah. Yeah, John's deck has tendency to play a little slower, so he uses Secret Facility to
Yep.
save on some of his actions.
Yeah. Now John, if anything, is going to flip out a vibro knife for vibro knife
Yep, so
Roll
roll
it
in
in.
Vibro Knife.
and discard. Has not hit damage on one of those roll-ins yet. And with his ambush action, well, let's get rid of a card. Makashi
There goes
training,
Makashi.
helpful. So now do you flip out another weapon? I don't know. Well, Luke has no shields, and so he's going in for as much as he can do. So let's roll out a holdout blaster. And finally
One,
does
boom.
get 1. And he still has ambush.
Does
So
he have
do you
money
go
to
for-
pay for? He
so-
can afford. He does have one
So you
resource.
go for a rocket launcher, roll it in
He's
as well.
hoping to hit. He's got.
And this is how Nines is played. This is comparable to a Pomaz, focusing and rolling damage.
And he got 4.
That's what he needed.
Ah.
He does have an unpredictable. Should Luke roll something that could end him? And he didn't.
No. Oh gosh.
Whole lot of blanks on that side of the table.
Wow,
Wow, this
I'm
one's
nervous
really
for
going to come
him.
down to the wire.
George is
Because he
gonna-
can, John can still roll all these die back in.
Yeah. What's that? I saw the unpredictable. What's the other card John's sitting on?
I think it's a fast hand,
Come on. Go. Come back. Come back. Oh, okay.
which is an interesting concept. Oh wow, that's
Oh.
he can't pay, but he can still do 3.
Yeah, he can still do 3.
There's a My Ally is the Force.
How's the force? And that would do it. There he goes.
Nope.
George concedes.
So George, previously
John
undefeated,
wins.
John taking down the top seed here.
Yeah, the two of them talking over the game.
Wow.
What an exciting nail-biting game here at the end. I mean, John was rolling so many blanks early on. It looked like George had this one in the bag. And then the damage hit.
It
Nines
did.
finally did what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, switching out those weapons. And I had a discussion with someone today that Nine's ability isn't all that different from the things that Pomaz kind of does, but just in a different way.
Yeah.
It's still you're switching out weapons, and you're instead of throwing 1 damage at somebody, I'm overriding them as many as I have in my hand.
And John doesn't. John looks equally surprised that he pulled that one out. He's super excited.
Yep.
So now both these players going to go.
So
Hopefully
we have
into
no undefeated moving into the top cut.
that we would presume.
No, we had George was the only undefeated going
this
into
point?
round 5. So
Wow.
at this point, everyone has at least 1 loss. So it's still anybody's turn.
Yeah, it's interesting when you start a tournament with more than the number of players you need for 5 rounds. Then once you get to the drops at this point, we're down to the point where this happened.
Yep. Interesting. So fun. All right. Well, we'll be back with the top
8.
Top
Yeah.
8.
So the top 8 game will be starting. There's still 20 minutes on the round clock.
Wow.
So this game was
This
pretty
did go
quick.
pretty fast. Yeah.
Yeah, so check back in about 15, 20 minutes. Hopefully we'll be back here with the top 8 game of this particular store championship. Some really interesting decks out here. We have not yet seen a Pomaz deck
Not at the top table.
although we do know there are several in the field of play. And while you're waiting, feel free to go check out our Facebook page,
Yep.
facebook.com/thechancecube. We are eagerly campaigning for 700 likes by the end of the month, and we're 15 likes away. So go over to Facebook, facebook.com/thechancecube, like our page. If you want to see more articles, podcasts, YouTube videos, and all the like, check
Got
us
it all.
out,
Yep.
thechancecube.com.